Wow. Miles Lewis Skelly and Nwaneri. Arsenal have just spawned two potentially £100 million talents in one season. I actually cannot believe how good they are. With young players, they're going to be raw, they're going to be inconsistent. But these guys, every time I watch them play, and I hate to say this because they play for Arsenal, but they're unbelievable, and Lewis Skelly will probably turn into a left centre mid. Not just the goal, he made like a really good run in the second half where he ran past three players. His ability to pass, break lines, his technical ability is so good. He's physically good, he can defend the duels. Nwaneri's just a special player. He reminds me of elements of Hazard when he sort of runs with the ball and dribbles, but then he also has that sort of David Silva-esque sort of pass on him. But every time Nwaneri gets the ball on that right-hand side, he's going to cut in onto his left foot. I feel like he's going to score. And I have to say, Arsenal were incredible today. 5-1 win versus City. But this is the first time Arsenal really took their chances and actually been clinical, because there's probably been games where they've missed sitters. But today, other than the Havertz sitter, Nwaneri's was a good goal. Maybe Ortega could have done better. Lewis Skelly, Partey, what a finish. And I have to say, I don't like Arsenal, but I don't want Liverpool to win the league. And I thought, well, Arsenal, they're the only team that are really going to challenge Liverpool. So maybe it's good if Arsenal win. And I think City being battered and humbled is always a nice game to watch, especially when, apparently Haaland, I don't know if this is true or Twitter made it up. Apparently, did he say to Lewis Skelly, like, who are you or something? So look, City spent £200 million. I know they're in decent form, but I had a feeling Arsenal were going to win this game. Did I think Arsenal were going to score 5? No. And there's still talk of Arsenal bringing in Watkins going on behind the scenes. So I might make a transfer video tomorrow because there's a feeling Arsenal could make a late move for Watkins. But I think, to be honest, it was quite an equal game. And then Thomas Partey's goal went in and then Arsenal just exploded. And what I noticed is Arsenal were playing high, they were pressing. They almost knew that this City isn't as comfortable as they used to be. They give the ball away, and that's what I noticed. So let's talk about it, because I do think City's spending all that money in January to be battered by a Saka-less Arsenal side that hasn't brought anyone in. Is quite funny, because I see City fans saying, well, we've got Rodri out. Well, Arsenal have got their best player out in Saka, and you've spent a load of money and Arsenal haven't. Other than Rodri, City had their strongest squad, and Arsenal didn't have their best player in Saka. So I don't get the excuses from City fans. I think it was a good win for Arsenal. Yes, City aren't the same City they used to be, but City have been in a lot better form. They spent a lot of money, and I think you can't take that away from Arsenal's win. As I said, Lewis Skelly was excellent. It's not just his goal. I mean, what a goal. What a goal. I as a Man United fan, when I saw that goal, I just went, yeah, fairs. I went, yeah, this kid's mint. As a Man United fan, I literally just sat there and went, yeah. And I thought the same for Nwaneri. And Pep's reaction was also quite entertaining to watch. But I was just like, this guy, these talents are mint. Like, I'm as England fan, so I just appreciate young talent coming through. Mikey Moore Spurs is an interesting one. And I just thought, fair play, Arsenal, because they haven't really produced anyone since Saka. I mean, I think Smith Rowe probably could have got more chances, to be honest. I do really like Smith Rowe. But look, Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly in the same season. Arsenal have some gems. Nwaneri, he's got the flair, the excellent, the capable of scoring those outside the box worlders. You knew when he shot, he was going to score. He has those quick 1-2s. And what I like about Nwaneri is whenever an Arsenal player has the ball, they're looking for Nwaneri. They're looking to pass for him, because he's going to do that little special something, and he can cut inside, put in those inverted crosses, put in those shots. But he's a very talented technical player. Lewis Skelly, physically good. He's really good in the big games, Lewis Skelly. He can boss it. He can push people off the ball. I think very good that he got his red card overturned as well, so he could play in this game. He was probably man of the match today. I thought Thomas Partey was really good. We'll talk about him in a second, but yeah, he was unbelievable as well. The fight, the drive, the ball carrying, the progressing. It's the physicality, the passing, the intelligence is crazy for his age as well. 18 and 17 years of age. That is crazy how young they are. You look at also like the way Nwaneri plays on the ball. He reminds me of Hazard a little bit, but he also has elements of David Silva. I don't know if you can, what I mean. But look, I thought on top of the unbelievable talent that Arsenal have, that I'm very, very jealous of, I can't lie, Arsenal's press was really good. I think they forced City into mistakes. They took risks, Arsenal, because, if City had played out the Arsenal press, they were going to find a lot more space, and maybe Foden gets in that pocket and makes an impact on the game. Foden didn't do anything, and this is what annoys me. It's the hypocrisy in the English media. Foden had been crap all season, pipes up for 5 games. He's the best talent in the world again, done nothing today. If Saka had a game like that today, even though Saka's had a brilliant season up until his injury, they'd have been all over Saka. Saka not showing up. Foden, they won't speak about Foden in the media. He gets a free pass with absolutely everything. But Arsenal's press was good, and I think they forced City mistakes. City are not the same side. They're not as comfortable playing out from the back. And, I think some of these City players are being shown to be actually a little bit overrated this season, because when the going gets tough, City gave up in that game. The mentality wasn't there. And that's one thing I noticed. And then they're making excuses, but I'm thinking, well, Akanji, Stones, Guardiola, I mean, maybe you need a right back, but that's your fault for not replacing Kyle Walker. And you didn't replace Rodri in the window. Was Marmoush 100% what you needed? Who knows? But it was a very strong side, I thought, the City put out. And they spent all that money, but I do think they could have spent that money better. I will say that now. I think Marmoush would be great, but I actually think there was players out there that they needed more in terms of, more experienced player at the back. Who knows if it will pay off for them as well. But let me dive into more of my general thoughts. As I said, Arsenal set up so well, by the way. So well. As I said, Partey and Declan Rice today were incredible. But Rice, particularly in terms of out of possession, his coverage positionally, every time City had the ball, Rice was there where blocking the passing lanes and making it so difficult. Making it so difficult for City to build out. Rice was there. Out of possession, Rice's positional awareness, his ground coverage, he's got the legs, he was everywhere. I think Declan Rice, these last 7-8 games I've watched him in, has been an absolute tank. The amount of ground he covers, the work he does off the ball, but also in possession, Declan Rice is an incredibly underrated player. He can move these little flicks, those little switches, he's getting assists regularly. He was everywhere. He made it so hard for City to play through Arsenal today. And Thomas Partey, again, putting in the shift when he's not a right back, when he's in his main role, he looks a lot better as well, Thomas Partey. And again, I thought that duo worked really well. I thought that, one of City's weak spots is midfield, and I'm kind of shocked they didn't address midfield in the summer. In January. I'm kind of surprised they didn't address midfield in January, but Arsenal won the midfield battle today with Rice, with Partey. They were everywhere. Right, let's continue on, because I don't want this video to be crazy long, and I've got loads of notes to get into, but also just other notes. Partey's really good today. Not just the goal, but winning back the ball. He was just there picking up the ball in so many dangerous areas, and he started to drive as well. I thought City left space in midfield. Skelly went on a really good run. Partey went on a good run. Obviously, Declan Rice was just doing everything. He was everywhere. And I felt that when it was 3-1, City was so mentally weak. Arsenal just came at them. And I've always said with Arsenal, when people play deep against them in a really, really low block, sometimes Arsenal struggled this season. But once you give Arsenal space, they're relentless in attack. Absolutely relentless. And they showed that today. I don't know if Martinelli had his best game. I don't know if I like him on the right wing. But I thought Trossard looked a lot better lately. Kai Havertz missed a sitter. Maybe he didn't have the best game well, but I thought he did improve. And, the goal was very good from Kai Havertz. And I still think Arsenal need an attacker. It's crazy to think that they scored 5 goals versus City. I still think Arsenal need an attacker. But when Arsenal were given space to run into and all of that, and teams open up a bit more versus Arsenal are a really good side. I think it's just having that someone to break down the low block, and also maybe having that transition threat. But yeah, I thought Arsenal looked and believed in it. And that's going to give Arsenal big confidence to think, you know what, Liverpool a year ago in March, well, just under a year ago in March, was 7 points ahead of us, Arsenal might be thinking. So Arsenal might be thinking, well, if we beat them, that gap goes to potentially 3 points, but Liverpool had the game in hand. Arsenal might think, could we push Liverpool? And I think Liverpool will probably win the league. But if Arsenal do go out and sign Watkins or an elite level striker tomorrow, you do think, well, this league is far from over. Liverpool could drop off. You don't know what's going to happen in the Premier League. This could give Arsenal the confidence. Arsenal went to Dubai last year. They had that trip. They then went and basically won every game but the Unai Emery game, I think, and then dropped points and they've won other. Yeah, I also want to say Gabriel was immense today. Absolutely immense today. Proper leadership performance. Really steps up. Gabriel's such a leader, isn't he? I thought Timber was good. I thought Raya was good. I thought defensively were good. I think Trossard was probably your best of your front three today. I thought Odegaard was all right. Like, Odegaard got the goal, he done his job, but I wouldn't have put him in like the top 5 players. But it's crazy to think that Arsenal are now unbeaten in 17 games against the big 6 sides in the Premier League. Mikel Arteta has brought some consistency back to Arsenal, because Arsenal out of possession are very good. They know how to shut down shop. They know how to get results. I'm glad that Man United knocked you out the FA Cup with 10 then, but in the Premier League, when it's a big game, they've been impressive. But the biggest criticism has been the draws versus City. Go and get that win, and they got that win today. But we've got to talk about man of the match, Skelly. 100% successful take-ons, 92% pass accuracy, 8 duels contested, 7 duels won. This guy as a duel winner is so underrated. He's great on the ball and everything, but his physicality, winning duels, and then when he wins the duels, using his body to shield off players to play that pass, using his body in tight spaces is so good. 2 tackles attempted, 2 tackles won, 2 clearances, 3 fouls won, 1 goal. unreal player, Lewis Skelly. And these are my notes on him. And some of these are old notes, some of these are new notes that I've added to the old notes. But he's relentless down the flank, whether he's getting down the flank, whether he's inverting into midfield, he was cutting out passing lanes in midfield, allowing Arsenal to overload the midfield. Brilliant. He made a run through like 3 or 4 City players in that second half, won a free kick. Arsenal are in a good position. I think they could sell Zinchenko. Calafiore can be bench cover at left back for Lewis Skelly. And I think Calafiore has been quite good in recent games this season. Or Lewis Skelly could play left centre mid with Calafiore as the left back. I think Skelly will evolve into a left centre mid. But one thing I've noticed about Lewis Skelly is defensively his anticipation, the way he uses his body is good. But when he gets the ball, he likes to drive forward, make things happen. He's 18. He's not scared. He's not shy. He likes to take risks. And that is a natural talent for me. He's a physically good player. He's a good passer with the ball. He's a natural talent. And he's a unit. And he reminds me of Timber, but a left-sided Timber because he's good on the ball. He has the ability to play in midfield. He's got the versatility. He's got the physical attributes. He's got the technical attributes. And from his confidence and the way he's playing, he's got the mental attributes to do that to Manchester City and step up in those big games. And he's got consistency as well. For me, him and Timber is a brilliant fullback pairing. They can invert, they can overlap, they can support build-up. They're physically good in the duels. They can influence the final third play. Like Arsenal have built a defence. They need a left winger and they need a striker, particularly a striker that's going to score goals. But they've got a player there in Lewis Skelly. They've also got another great player in Nwaneri, 18 in the form of Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly. The first time 2 players aged 18 or younger scored in the same team in a Premier League game since Everton versus Fulham in 2009. So that's a crazy stat for you. And only Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney, both 9, have more goals for a Premier League side while aged 17 or younger than Arsenal's Lewis Skelly, 7. I thought Greenwood broke a record. Oh no, Greenwood was 18 when he got 16 goals, I think. And then Arsenal's Lewis Skelly. He's the youngest player to score a PL goal against the reigning champions since Wayne Rooney netted for Everton against Arsenal in March 2003. So he's in very good company with these statistics. And as I said here on Twitter, you've got to respect it. Arsenal might have 2 80+ million pound talents on their hand. When Nwaneri, what a goal. You know he's going to score when he cuts in. Lewis Skelly on real today, fantastic goal. Real driving force, technically, both are incredible. 2-on-1 season is not normal. Glad they dunked on City. You know, having 2 talents of this level in one season, proving this isn't just one game. This is another game where they've been great is a crazy stat for Arsenal to have. And, you know, Villa, João Felix, Asensio, Marcus Rashford, could Watkins be on the way out? Because if Watkins comes in with 6 points on Arsenal with a game against 6 points in Liverpool with a game against Liverpool, I still think Liverpool win the league, but then you think, damn, this league is far from over and this is going to put the pressure on Liverpool. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. See you next time. Bye.